Hello everybody! Just over a month ago, we hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and as always, I promised to do a Q&A special, so here it is. Some of you guys have scraped the bottom of the barrel with your creativity on these questions, I won't lie, but I'm here to answer them regardless, and we're starting here with Snaxolotl, who is asking the correct way to sleep. Is it A, barefoot, B, with socks, C, with shoes, D, with socks and shoes, or E, all the above, depending on the night? And I won't lie, E. It is 100% E. I usually sleep A, with barefoot, but there are some nights where I'm just too tired to even get my socks off, and then there are some nights where I just fall face first into my bed. And I'm not laying completely in my bed, but like half of me is on the bed, the other half of me is hanging off the bed. In those cases, I'm sometimes just wearing socks and shoes. Very rarely is it just shoes, but sometimes. So yes, E all the way. Next question is also from Snacks, but it's also from Swiftu as well. And it is children win, which is just a running joke at this point of girlfriend win, wife win, and I guess now children win. And so the answer, I don't know still, but I think I told you guys like probably a year or so, a year and a half after I'm dating somebody, then you can expect me to get married. I would say that's probably about the same timeline, a year and a half or so after getting married. There'll probably be something there, but who knows? Maybe not. There's a lot of things going around. Who knows? My plans might change, but I love the idea of having kids, and children are just awesome. Next question coming in after children win is Swiftu, and he's asking, how many unlisted, deleted, unlisted videos are there for KingRegNog archives? What do these videos consist of? Well, I don't have the number here in front of me. Give me a second. As of right now, it's looking like there's about 113 videos that will be spliced in different ways. Some of them will be combined with each other because they were meant to be one video, or that they're so short that they could be turned into one video. But there's about 113 that were on the main KingRegNog channel. A lot of these are going to be stream highlights. There's 6 videos on the alt channel, which were non-Minecraft related. And then there's 29 shorts from that non-Minecraft channel. And then there's going to be 1 short from the Minecraft channel here that got unlisted that will be over there. There's a good chance that there might be more added to this. I might take away some shorts from this channel and move them over there. There's also going to be several unfinished videos from this channel that get put over there as well. Snaxolotl is here asking, if you're flying through the desert and your boat gets a flat tire, what should you have in your pockets? I would say you're gonna want at least a kazoo, probably chocolate cake, and if you can spare it, a bobby pin. Next question coming in from Derek is, why are you like this? I don't know, Derek, why are you like that? The very next question after that is, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? So this is like, well, this is the $1 million question, in fact. I don't know is the truth. I would probably be investing a lot of that so that I could have a safe retirement. That's something that sounds really ideal to me, and we'll be talking about retirement soon, so I'm not going to get too in-depth there, but you know, putting some money aside so that could all grow with a compound interest rate, something even in just 7%, 8%. You could get the mythical 12% interest rate on your investments, then you're really golden. And I would probably put like half of the $1 million to that. The other half I'd probably put into like a house or something, and then try to really invest in myself for this. You know, doing content is a lot of fun. With that extra money, I could probably really work on some things. Not hire people, because that's not what I want to do. I want to keep this just me if I can. I don't want to hire editors. I don't want to hire thumbnail people. This channel is mine. One of the big things would be for King SMP, my viewer joinable server, I would really, really, really like to have my own local machine because it costs a lot of money to run a server for a long period of time. Having my own local machine would mean I could run multiple servers at once, all off of that one machine, and it would pay for itself within about a year or two. It's kind of crazy. So what would I do with $1 million? A lot of things, but the big one would be, honestly, investments. Next question comes in from Swiftu, and he's asking about pets. A whole rant about my pets and pets in general. So for those of you who don't know, I've had 2 pets in my lifetime. Technically 3 if you count my sister's cat. So I had a dog. He was a little dachshund. He was a really adorable guy. Very old, very grumpy, but very cute. And he was very lovable. And then I had a cat, and he was very old when we found him. Well, more so when he found us. He showed up on our back porch one day. He was a long-haired Siamese cat. He was a really good cat as well. Although he would eat so fast that he would throw up on the floor, and then he would go right back to eating. He was kind of a glutton of sorts, but he wouldn't eat if he felt lonely. He wanted you to sit there and watch him eat. But if you left the room, he would stop eating and come back and find you. And then I had a cat. Well, my sister has a cat, and when she lived with us, he used to live here. He was a jerk. Next question is from Derek, and he's asking, what race are you? Next question is from Orange Panda, and they're asking, where do you want to be when you retire, and do you even plan to retire? There's a couple ways I'm interpreting this, and so I'm just going to answer all of them. This could be a physical location that I want to be when I retire. This could be about content and retirement with that, where I'm retiring from content and where I'd like to be number-wise for it. So we'll start with the content, and then we'll go from there. So in terms of content, do I want to retire eventually? I think at some point in time, if I'm being real, there will probably be a day where I need to retire. And maybe it's not a full-on retirement, but it's more of a PewDiePie approach where I step away from doing it as much as I was. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I don't intend to really retire as of right now. I mean, I'm loving this. I would do it for the rest of my life if I could. And, you know, the only times that you'll ever see me step away is when it's really important that I do. Because this is how I spend my time. This is just what I do. I can't not do this. Where do I want to be if I did retire with it? Somewhere in the millions. Millions of subscribers. Not because I want to be famous, but because I think I have valuable stuff that I'd like to share with the world. I'm not the smartest, I'm not the wisest, but I think there's a lot of lessons that, you know, if I could just reach the right audience, it could really change the way people think, the way people live, and the way people treat other people, and I think that's important. Now, if you just mean like physical location of where I want to retire, I don't know. Anywhere really. The longer I live, you know, the more I realize the location doesn't matter. It's all about the people. It's a very good question, but the next question is also from Orange Panda, and they're asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the Minecraft movie? Why did you give it that rating? I would give it a solid 7.5. If I'm allowed to give it a 7.5. I wouldn't bump it up to 8, but I would drop it down to 7 if I can't give it 7.5. The reason why is I thought it was really funny. I know a lot of people were upset that it wasn't animated. Honestly, I don't know if I would have liked an animated Minecraft movie as much as I liked this one. Maybe I'm wrong, but I actually really did enjoy it. It was a Jack Black movie. I like Jack Black movies, so it was easy for me to enjoy this movie. I didn't go in expecting this masterpiece, but I walked out very pleasantly surprised. There was a lot of lore in there that was, like, very well done. The cameos weren't fan service necessarily. It felt good watching the movie, and I had a very good experience in my theater. So that's as much as I can say on that. I would give it a 7.5. If there was just a few more tweaks to the script, I probably would have bumped it up to an 8 even. Next question is from Flames, and this is a King SMP question, and we'll just tie in the two of them together. What are your hopes for Season 4, and are you excited for a fresh start after 2 years? My hopes for Season 4 is that we do something truly unique, something very different than anything that we've done before, something that's different than really what any other SMP has done before. I don't know what that would look like yet, but I've got some ideas. We've seen a lot of great content creator SMPs out there, and I really love what they've done. And I'm thinking we could probably take some of those ideas and spin them on their head a little bit. And so I'm looking into ways that we can kind of make King SMP what I think it could be. What those are, I can't really say for certain. I would really like to do some more with the quest lines. I've been thinking about maybe doing a separate world that we reset, but you could teleport to this resource collection world and go loot there. You can go take on as many dungeons over there as you want. You know, that world will reset so many times, which would also solve our Elytra problem on the current world where nobody can go get their own Elytra. If we set up a resource collection world that resets every week or so, then I think that would really help. So that's something I'm exploring as an option. It just depends on how much computer resources we really have. And am I excited for a fresh start after 2 years? In all honesty, yes and no. I love early game Minecraft. I forgot how much I really enjoyed it until February this year when I joined Twitch SMP. But I've realized something. The problem with fresh starts is it's a band-aid fix. It's a lot of fun, but it doesn't necessarily last very long because after a while you're through your honeymoon phase with Minecraft, and it's all about, you know, building big things again. So would a fresh start be nice? Sure. But I think it's more nice from an administrative perspective because it gives me a lot of opportunity to get in and change things that I don't really like how we set up in the beginning. And it's given me a lot of opportunities to kind of think about where we're going again. I will have some news regarding King SMP probably within the next couple of days. We'll get there when we get there. Next question comes in from Memer, and they're asking baby shower when. So baby shower when is actually almost a better question than child when. And I guess that would probably be like, what? I don't even know. Probably like 2 months before the baby's due. So like a year and a half to a year and 8 months, sort of that range, maybe. After I get married, that's when you can expect that, Memer. 2 months before having a kid, that's when. Snaxolotl is asking a very important question here, and it is, what's something that will get us 27.408521 inches into philosophy again? And I totally messed up reading that. That's fine. Anyway, the point of this question is asking about philosophy and how deep can we get, but more so precisely 27.408521 inches. And I would say we gotta be very careful because I'm very capable of going way too deep into philosophy. But to keep it within the 27.5 approximately inches, let's just say, like, you ever think about how time works? It's crazy, but like imagine with me, okay? The longer you live, the less you have. So the thought process of a lot of people is, oh no, my time is running out, I need to panic. But what if instead of panicking, we appreciated just how much more valuable our time is every single day? Instead of saying, oh no, I have less time, think about, I have less time, let me spend it in a meaningful way today. So there's your philosophy for the day. Don't fret about your lack of time. Appreciate your lack of time. The next question comes in from Derek Swing, and he's asking, have you ever had a girlfriend? The answer is a resounding no, not technically. However, you could kind of count like one instance where I went on a fake date and it lasted like 7 months because of some weird circumstances. that could probably be turned into a whole video in and of itself. But the answer is no, not really. Been close, but close doesn't cut it, right? Next question is from Snacksalotl, and they're asking, could Milo Murphy survive Final Destination? And so this is actually a really good question, because everything that can go wrong will go wrong with Milo Murphy. But the thing about that, I feel like everything that can go wrong in Final Destination going wrong would be that Milo Murphy survives. In fact, I would almost be willing to say Milo Murphy is Final Destination. The next question comes in from Demon Cat, and they are asking, should we give everyone on Earth a UGM-73 Poseidon C3 SLBM? The answer is a resounding yes, of course. Why not give everybody a nuclear missile? Why not? Why not? What could go wrong? The very next question comes in from Rowan, and they're asking, how long have you been having waffles on Wednesdays? For those of you who don't know, we do a Waffle Wednesday every single Wednesday on my Discord community, which you guys can join if you go visit the link in the description. But essentially, it's been a while. I've been doing Waffle Wednesday since May 7th, 2024. Yeah, Waffle Wednesdays. It's been a tradition for just about over a year. I have missed a couple of Wednesdays due to not having waffles in the house or me being out of town, but I do try to keep up the tradition. It's good practice, honestly. And it's a little bit of normalcy to my life. So I really do like Waffle Wednesday for that, in all honesty. And the final question is from Memer, and they're asking, how often does your PC hiss at you? And this is in reference to a lot of my recent videos where my PC quite literally hisses at me. I have fixed this issue. It was an issue with the way my fans were facing. Essentially what happened was I thought my fans were both facing the same direction on my CPU cooler, but they were actually facing towards each other, which was causing one of them to rattle. And so when it would rattle, what would happen was one of the fans would brush up against the radiator fins, and it would cause that vibrating sound, and it would sound like something was grinding almost. I have since fixed the fan issues. My PC is also a lot cooler as a byproduct of that, and it's a lot more quiet. Now, beforehand, how often would it hiss at me? It would hiss at me like 3 times a week, usually when I was doing something more intensive. So if the PC got above 70 Celsius, I believe it started rattling. And that is the last question of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for subscribing as well. I appreciate it. Seriously, 1,000 of you guys have all decided to press the button and get me to this incredible number. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.